Hello and welcome back to Clownfish TV. It is me, Geeky Sparkles, and we are here today to talk about some Dismal Disney news. Apparently, there is a class action lawsuit being filed against former CEO Bob Chapek, current CFO Christine McCarthy, and Chapek's former right-hand hench person Kareem Daniel. Among other people apparently that are going to be involved in this. They're filing the suit on behalf of a pension fund in the U.S. District Court for the Central District of California. Apparently they're complaining that they were repeatedly misled about the success of Disney Plus by concealing the true cost of the platform, concealing the expense and difficulty of maintaining robust Disney Plus subscriber growth, and claiming that the platform was on track to achieve profitability by the end of fiscal year 2024. They said that they alleged that the debuted content created for Disney Plus initially on a legacy platform in order to shift marketing and production costs onto that platform. This is according to the filing of Local 272 Labor Management Pension Fund. I think that's talking about the idea that we talked about before, where they supposedly were putting things as a Disney Channel project, and then it would go on Disney Plus, or it was listed as a film project, so they could take from that budget and putting it on Disney Plus. I know Neon had covered it. They talked about before that the Wall Street Journal, people familiar with the matter, shared that shows intended to be and billed as Disney Plus originals, including the Mysterious Benedict Society and Doogie Kamealoha, how you say that, MD, were aired first on other networks such as Disney Channel, so their production and marketing budgets wouldn't be counted against Disney Plus's production and marketing budgets. In this way, the streaming service was seen as losing less money than the original content. Chief Financial Officer Christine McCarthy, who was reportedly one of the voices behind Chapek's removal, was concerned about this strategy, and now she's being named in this lawsuit. So I went out. You can actually go to the lawsuit if you go to the Bloomberg article, bloomberglaw.com. They have a link to it. Now, here's what they're talking about. They're talking about how the company was reorganized in 2020 when Bob Chapek became CEO. Iger was still there. I want to make sure he's not named in this, but he was still there. He was over as an executive chairman, but he was still there and involved, but he's not being named. Back then, they reorganized into the 4 segments: the media networks of park experiences and products, studio entertainment, and direct-to-consumer international. The Disney Media and Entertainment was called DMED. Okay, so keep that in mind. We're going through here. That's what they're talking about when they say DMED. So they said DMED was responsible for the monetization of all Disney content globally, both distribution and advertising sales. They oversaw the operation of the company's streaming services. With this new structure, Chapek removed budgetary and distribution control from the heads of Disney content groups and placed control in the hands of DMED's new chairman, Kareem Daniel. Okay, so that's what they're bringing him into this for. So they said that this was responsible for determining which platform the company's content would be released on, whether it be the streaming service, a television network, or traditional movie theaters. There is a seismic shift happening in the marketplace, and you can either lead or follow, and we chose to lead, Chapek said. This ties back to they would release it on Disney Plus, so the budget would come from there, and it would look like, just temporarily, they put it on Disney Plus, so they were like juggling money in different divisions to make it look like Disney Plus was losing less money. That's the argument, okay? So they come down to here, and here's what they're calling their fraudulent scheme. During the class period, defendants repeatedly misled investors about the success of Disney Plus platform by concealing the true cost of the platform, concealing the expense and difficulty of maintaining robust Disney Plus subscriber growth, and claiming that the platform was on track to achieve profitability and 230 to 260 million paid global subscribers by the end of fiscal 2024. And they're losing subscribers. But to be fair, until, a couple quarters ago, they were gaining each time. However, there was reasons. We've mentioned it. I know other people have mentioned it. Some of the initial gains and some of the gains they made with the Disney Plus was they had offered the low $6.99 introductory rate. They had things that if you bought like 3 years of it, you were locked in at one set price and they couldn't, increase your price on you. They had all like the Verizon and different deals where if you have a subscription there, you got free Disney Plus for a year or 3 months or whatever they were doing. All those things were to inflate the numbers. Then we had his Hail Mary move where he made everything rolled into the bundle so he can count the subscribers 3 separate times. And they kept tallying their subscriber numbers. So that's what they're going to talk about here. Defendants made these representations notwithstanding the fact that initial subscriber numbers for Disney Plus had been boosted temporarily and unsustainably by the low launch price of $6.99 per month, a bevy of additional short-term low-cost promotions, and near captive audience of consumers who were homebound due to COVID-19. The homebound due to COVID-19, how do you quantify that? And beyond that, that's the same across the board. So I don't know if they're going to be able to get away with that one so much because everybody knew it was temporary, but it was boosted all the way across all the streaming services. So that one I think you're going to have a little harder time on. But I'm not a lawyer, but I think that would be a little hard to prove. As a result, the consumers most likely to subscribe to Disney Plus are already done so. Yeah, if you're going to subscribe, you would have done it by then. Furthermore, Disney was suffering staggering costs in creating the content needed to attract such a large number of subscribers in the highly competitive streaming wars that were raging among Disney's many competitors such as Netflix, Apple TV, Amazon Prime, Paramount Plus, HBO Max, YouTube, and Peacock. They knew about this when Bob Iger is the one who brought Disney Plus. Okay, they knew that there was going to be a war with this. They knew it was going to be a long haul, and it was going to be a streaming war. They knew this because he was on the board, but they were trying to figure out what to call Apple. He knew this was going to be a problem. So that actually it is on Bob Chapek, but it's also on Bob Iger. But Bob Iger, like usual, gets to skirt through it. Here's the thing about this too. This also ties back to when Chapek was asked if it was quality over quantity, and he basically said quantity because we want to have the more stuff that's there, the more likely you're going to get people to subscribe. So it was a deluge of shit. And because of that, a diarrhea shower, because of that, it ended up making people unsubscribe or they weren't getting quality content. It's not just Disney's fault for that. Several streaming services did the same thing. And now they're trying to course correct. I also want to point out about the company being restructured. When Bob Iger came back, one of the first things he did was restructure the company. They were losing money on Disney Plus. There was a shuffling of the money from one platform to another, which is why Christine McCarthy, called the woman she called to take care of it. And that's been true. That's been said before. But there are already problems because by the time Bob Chapek was almost gone, that's when he said that layoffs were coming and they were going to have to do cost cutting. Because I think at that point it was like, oh crap, we got caught. So when Bob Iger came back in, it was his job to fix the damage. So he still made the cuts, but now they had to cut $5.5 billion across the company to keep it more quote unquote nimble. They lost a lot of money. Now, it's not all because of Disney Plus. A lot of it could be because the pandemic was over and people were going back to work and they were all, the sky was the limit with the money and the subscribers, and that went away. Some of that was preventable. Some of it, I don't think it's not really their fault because that's the situation across the board. So, but I don't know if they're going to be achieving profitability. They keep saying they're going to be achieving profitability by 2024, but they are losing subscribers. They said to conceal the adverse effects, defendants engaged in a fraudulent scheme designed to hide the extent of Disney Plus losses and to make the growth trajectory of Disney Plus subscribers appear sustainable. And in 2024, Disney Plus targets appear achievable when they were not. So they were saying specifically defendants used the newly created DMED to inappropriately shift costs of Disney Plus's platform and onto legacy platforms, which is where they put things on Disney Plus first and then said it was from that budget and different things, so they juggled it around. So what's going on is they're saying that Chapek and Christine McCarthy and Kareem Daniel, which two of them are gone and one of them's still there, and she's the one that kind of called them out on it. So I don't know why she's really in this, in this lawsuit. But if it actually goes to class action lawsuit, they're going to go after them because they're saying basically they lied about the numbers. They lied about how long it would take to be profitable. He shifted around budgets from legacy media to, like we talked about, to make it look like Disney Plus was costing less when actually it was costing more, that kind of stuff. So now this labor management pension fund, they're trying to sue because they've probably lost a lot of money as the Disney stock has gone considerably down since 2020. And it's costing them and all their people that they represent a large loss. So they're saying that Disney says they're going to defend vigorously against it in court. So they need another lawsuit for Disney because they don't have enough going on apparently. And they're saying that this is a proposed class would include hundreds or thousands of members, the complaint estimates. So it's probably going to be a matter of, are they going to allow the class action lawsuit to progress? If so, then it'll probably be open to people that might have lost. I mean, they'll have members from their own group, and then sometimes they allow other groups to come in, or they might file other class action lawsuits against Disney, especially if they win. I don't know if they can prove this one. There's some grounds for it because it's, flat out was said, even back here on the Wall Street Journal, that reports indicate. But reports indicating is not the same as someone actually just admitting to it. But we know Disney does this kind of stuff. Remember the whistleblower? We talked about that. Why she came forward was because their software was catching errors where they were like getting gift cards and selling merchandise, and then they were like double counting it. So it looked like they were more profitable than they were. So if they sold a gift card for $100, someone used the gift card for $100, that's still only $100. But what they were doing was, even if they gave them away, they were still only losing $100. But they were writing it as $200. The $100 was given, it was spent on the gift card, and $100 was purchased to make it look more profitable, allegedly. So this is not new. Disney shifted around books for a while. That would have been under Iger. I love how he's not included in this, even though he was the one who set forth Disney Plus and went along with the restructuring and all that crap. But okay, whatever. Some of the board, you think some of the board would be mentioned because they knew about this stuff. They agreed to it. They announced it at the investor meetings. Are the board members of the board being named? Because they would be involved. They would know what was going on. The only ones who wouldn't know what was going on would be the investors who are giving the money to the board and to the company and trusting them to do what's right. Anyway, we'll see what happens with this. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm sure there's other lawyers out there that will definitely cover this. They'll give you much more information than I can give you. I'm just saying, here's what's going on. So we will talk to you later. Please like and subscribe. Thanks.
Pre-order the Clownfish TV comic book right now on Indiegogo. Go to clownfishtvcomic.com. That's clownfishtvcomic.com. This is a fun collection of all new comic strips based on dumb stuff we've said on the show. Again, that's clownfishtvcomic.com. You're gonna have to hurry. We're only taking pre-orders for a limited time. Now we're gonna get back into the show. Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.